Cool.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3, I think we're on now, of Chillin'. We're here with Nelson Adeosun.
Hello.
Did I say that right? This is Nelson. Nelson is how do you want me to describe you? Are you a writer? Are you a producer, director? What are you?
Writer, producer. That's the best way to describe it. I like to write a lot. I write a lot of things, but at the moment I'm producing a lot of stuff.
You're producing a lot of things. So we will touch on that a bit later because some of you may be familiar with Nelson's work, others may not, but obviously we will touch on that later on. But we have known each other since uni, so that's been what, like 4 years ago we graduated?
I think it's yeah,
it's about 4 years ago. Well, graduated in 2010 and 14, so it's about 4 going on 5 years. What did you study in uni?
Biomedical science.
Exactly, I knew this because you didn't do anything to do with creativeness.
No, not at all,
exactly.
not at all.
So you did biomedical sciences.
Yeah.
How did you leave that and then just, you know what I mean? What's the timeline
I mean,
what you did and got into
it's kind of funny still. It actually had probably a lot to do with Twitter because that was the first time you sort of had an audience for what you wanted to do or what you wanted to say. So I used to say
social
a lot.
Media.
Yeah, I used to say a lot of stuff, and eventually I started to get an audience. And yeah, I used to do these little things, these little stories on Twitter. I used to tell little stories of my life, and used to get so much interest, so much interest.
A lot of retweets, a lot of favourites.
There you go. So, you know, I kind of thought, if I can do that on Twitter, why can't I just sort of put it together?
Okay.
So that started my first project, and started gone from there.
You would be known, I guess, for The Loft.
Yeah.
It's I'll say fairly new. It's been like a year, but I'll say fairly new project. Has its own following, as you said. But how did that idea come about?
Okay, well, that was quite an interesting idea. There was a lady on Twitter that I spoke to in terms of she wanted to take the stories that I was telling and sort of put it on a platform, which was an interesting idea to me. So I spoke to her, got that together, and we decided to get a group of people together. Now, the story thing kind of took on its own little thing and it went along with its own little way, but then because we had this panel of people, I thought it would be nice if we could just debate a few topics, talk about a few things, and yeah, we just got a huge amount of people together, people from all over, and we just started debating topics, and we filmed them, we cut them, and then I was like, you know what, I don't really like what we've done with it so far, let's try again. So we tried again, and then that kind of became season 1. So
what I find interesting about that, first of all, is obviously from the story you just said about you know, getting into your writing and getting a following, it feels like there's this constant oh, the words fail me now, but when people get into certain creative jobs or arenas, it always kind of feels like an accident. Is that just me? Do you get what I mean? Like, well, not no one. Obviously, there are a few people who it was their dream and they decided to do that. But it always feels like I didn't intend to do this in my life and then I just made it. Do you know what I mean?
Slightly, but I think, you know what? I think it's to do with what you've been doing, what you didn't realise you were doing. I think it's one of those things. So people realise, you know what? I'm actually quite good at this and I enjoy this, but I didn't know I'd enjoy this. So they kind of just take that leap of faith and, you know what? Let me give it a try.
Brothers with No Game?
Yeah, so
what's that about?
The Loft season 2 will be on Brothers with No Game TV, which is sort of they're changing their channel from obviously their web series, just having a web series on it, to having loads of different content on it, and they specifically approached me quite a while ago actually to put The Loft season 2 on there.
Okay.
So that's good, and I'm also working with them a lot more. I work as a production manager for some of their new stuff as well.
Okay.
And I also look for some new talent for them. So
that's really good. But how did you get your job? Like.
Okay, well, the thing about TV is that it's so difficult to get in.
Yeah.
You have to know people. So the first thing I did was I sort of just looked around, just emailed around, called a few people up and said, you know what, can I do some work with you? Can I work in an internship? The problem is people like to use and abuse.
Interns,
you can sit there, you can work forever and ever and ever and ever. So for me right now, what I did was I did that, I got the experience. Once I got that on my CV, just started applying. Okay. And there's loads of schemes out there where they sort of help you out to get into companies and get paid.
Okay, and what was the first project? Where did you publish it?
I didn't actually finish it, it's still in progress. It's a little sort of autobiography of short stories of my life, and I've just taken 11 of my life stories.
And it's called?
It's called My Flawed Masterpiece.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah, it's called My Flawed Masterpiece. Yeah, it's 11 chapters. Little things that happened to me when I was young. I grew up in Germany. I lived in England. I moved from place to place. So it's quite interesting. A lot of crazy stuff happened.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So then, no, I know I'm supposed to say that, but no, it genuinely does sound interesting. Like growing up in Germany, I mean, who really does that?
Trust me, it's crazy when you're a black man in Germany in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. So. Yeah.
Okay, so you had, you know, this weird jump from biomedical sciences to, as you know, going on social media and gathering an audience. What is your writing style? Do you think you have one?
Yeah, I think I try to, I wouldn't say natural, because I do take it, I do have crazy things I compare, but I think I try to find a human in a situation, but I don't try to make it comedy, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not trying to be funny, but the situation in themselves, situation in themselves are funny. Like, there was one where one of my friends stole someone's rims, then he put his car on bricks. I don't know why,
How do you steal someone's rims? Well, not how, but the thought process that must go into this to get tools and...
I don't know.
Pop it out and what?
I don't know. Life is funny, and if you're gonna write about life,
yeah,
there's gonna be some funny moments in it.
So you're just lucky to have had a funny life, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I mean, candles and chickens, that never happens to the regular folk.
People. No, I don't. It don't. But that's my life. That's why I'm here, you know.
Okay, cool. See. Okay. I can never forgive.
If you give me any sort of salad dressing or mayonnaise.
Salad.
I hate salad dressing. In fact, any white sauce.
You don't like white sauce? You're not the first person to say that. What's the big deal with white sauce?
There's a story to this.
Okay, story.
Cool.
Please tell.
So, when I was about 12, 13, I think, and McDonald's used to sell the McRib.
Yes, I remember that.
And I used to go to Graveney in Tooting, just down the road.
Oh, wow, Graveney, yeah.
And there was this rumour that the McDonald's,
yeah,
you know, someone had some burgers from there and caught herpes.
Oh, stop. So now it's just ingrained
like,
into your head.
Alright, cool. That's it. We don't need the white sauce. I don't need it in my life. Cool. You know,
so you've had this just because somebody said there was herpes in McDonald's?
Yeah, I was cool. I was alright. White sauce didn't need to be in my life.
Okay. So brown, red, everything else is cool. So you can't get herpes from brown and red.
Boy, don't mess that up for me. I beg you.
I have never.
Sure. I've done quite a lot of stuff, you know. Try to upset my family.
Try to upset your family. Your writing comes from
life situations and what if questions.
What if questions. And lastly, I will always
work hard and aim high.
Lovely. Beautiful.
That was
inspirational. It was lovely. We just got a weird little insight into Tim Nelson. Tiny little bit, but I'm sure we can get a bit more once you read his autobiography, which is, I want to say out, but when are you looking to release your baby to the world?
I can't lie to you, there is a lot going on right now. Hopefully it should be done next year, because I'm actually working on another book, which should be up this year, and that one's called 3 Days. That one's a bit more risque. Risque? That's the word.
We like risque.
So yeah, that should be out this year, and then next year the bug.
This year we've got The Loft.
The Loft season 2.
We've got a release date there.
I'm aiming for September. September's the date, and in addition to that, I'm actually working on something with the Bros No Game as well. Yeah, exactly. So that's my own. That's sort of a project I'm writing. That should be out hopefully by the end of this year. It's untitled at the moment, but it'll be very interesting. That will be very hard hitting. So that's to do.
It's nice to see the different. It's nice to see the different factions of urban Britain, for lack of a better word, you know, coming together and making really cool things and really positive things and stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, so before we go, just do your social media shout out.
Alright, cool. I use one name on all my social media, so that's Nils Marco, no space, at Nils Marco on Twitter. Instagram, Nils Marco. The Loft has a Twitter, The Loft _TV. the loftblog.tumblr.com, and the Loft YouTube is youtube.com/loft videos. So yeah,
we'll put all those in the
that
screen.
will be below, down there somewhere.
Might put it above my head, I don't know. Anywhere
yeah,
really.
or right there.
Yeah, or in this space right here.
Yeah, that might.
Yeah, that would be
nice.
good.
Really nice.
But thank you for coming and chilling with me.
It's been a pleasure.
Nelson. It has been a pleasure. Very short and sweet, but very lovely.
I loved it.
So yeah, look out for Nelson, and yeah, have fun. See you guys later.
See you.